Hello, everyone. Welcome to Joe Consume Cinema. I'm your host. I know not why you cry, but it's something I can never do. And today we have another installment in the Joe Revisit series with the 1991 film Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Now, this film is just fantastic all around, through and through. 10 out of 10 film. I love it. I love to watch it over and over again. I've seen it hundreds of times in my lifetime. And I just remember being a kid and watching this and just being blown away. Like, I'd never seen this amount of action in a movie, and I was hooked instantly. Like the first scene just drew me in. And I had seen Terminator, and I was like, pretty good, pretty solid. I do like Arnold, but this one just every expectation, every goal that this movie could have had, just blew past it and then some. It's just an amazing film. If you have not seen it, you should really see this. I don't know why you haven't seen it at this point, but yeah, just an amazing film. No complaints at all with this one. This is just an upgrade in every way imaginable from the first film. And like I said, you know, James Cameron starts with a horror film, sequel, more of an action film, and it's always an upgrade in my opinion. And this film, like, really set a high standard that I feel a lot of films have failed to match up with, even today. Like, there are some effects in this film that I feel are better than some of the stuff you see, that could release in 2024, which is absurd to me, but I can unfortunately find examples. So, yeah, just like it set a really, really high bar, and other action films are just trying to meet this expectation now, and a lot of them fail. A lot of them fail. I'm going to talk more about this in the post reaction discussion. So, yeah, we're going to get into every little aspect. Again, I just love this film. I could gush over it for hours. Remember to blank, blank, and blank. Getting a ton of traction for the channel. I can say that Deadpool and Wolverine has been a huge hit on the channel. Like, we're over 200 right now, which is awesome. And that was our, second minor goal for the channel. The next goal is 500, which is going to take some time, but I think this film is going to do some heavy lifting in that regard. So if you could do me a big favor, give a like, comment, share, subscribe, whatever. It would really help me out, and I'd really appreciate it. With that, let's get right to the movie. I love this set. Again, just everything upgraded. Looks so cool already. Taking it out with the stinger. Nice.
The second was set to strike at John himself when he was still a child. As before, the Resistance was able to send a lone warrior, a protector for John.
I love that intro screen. It just looks so good. The original trailer gave away the fact that Arnold is the good guy in this film, which was a huge disappointment. I myself never actually saw the trailer. I just saw the movie on television, so like I never got spoiled. So it was a surprise for me. I just remember Arnold being the villain in the first film, and then all of a sudden he's the good guy in this film. I actually got to experience the movie the way it should have been experienced, which is actually really cool. It's so awesome how it cut out like the sphere shape of it. Love that upgraded budget. So cool. Just analyzing everything around him. The bar scene. Perfect match.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
Wrist, elbow. Oh, man. Oh, God. The guy holding the cue is James Cameron. I don't feel bad for these Hell's Angels wannabes.
Take it.
take the man's wheels, son.
Honestly, respect to the bartender. So cool. I remember watching it for the first time and being like, huh, he didn't kill anybody. That's surprising. Him acquiring the cop's uniform, just a lucky twist of fate, but it's perfect for him. He can go anywhere without people questioning him. People naturally trust him. It's just, it has so many uses.
John!
Imagine having Vasquez as your mom and you ignore her.
Get your ass inside. Do what your mother tells you.
She's not my mother, Todd.
I remember that redheaded kid from Salute Your Shorts. Just the physical transformation that Linda Hamilton went through to properly do this role. Just amazing.
Good morning, Dr. Silverman. How's the knee?
It's just in the eyes. It's so good.
She stabbed me in the kneecap with my pen.
Silverman was always a dick.
You just need to ask him a few questions.
There was a guy here this morning looking for him, too.
Yeah, big guy on a bike. Has that got something to do with this?
No. I wouldn't worry about him.
Very menacing. He can figure out who that is, most likely, and he's like, this is not a threat to me. I am not worried at all.
That her?
Yes.
So she's pretty cool, huh?
No, she's a complete psycho. That's why she's up at Pescadero. It's a mental institute, okay? She tried to blow up the computer factory, but she got shot and arrested. She's a total loser.
Yeah, it makes sense why he would think that.
You're already dead, everybody. You're dead already. This whole place, everything you see is gone.
Amazing acting. Imagine what it would do to you psychologically if you knew that the world was going to end, but everyone just thought you were crazy, so they dismissed you, put you in a mental institution. Got him. I miss the arcade days. Used to be you would go to the movies like an hour beforehand and kill like 40 minutes at the arcade.
Do you know this guy?
Nah, I don't know.
Bro code right there.
Man, there's this cop scoping for you. Check it out.
Snitch.
Pull it, man. Just go.
Guns N' Roses. Nice.
Get down.
This reveal is so sick. Robert Patrick is so menacing. It's great. That's the cop from the first film. The one that survived. He looks like he's seen a ghost because he essentially has. I know that when they first shot this, Robert Patrick actually caught him. So they had to do it again, but that was awesome. He actually practiced running without breathing through his mouth to sell the idea that he's a machine more. Great stunt work right there. Huge mistake to stop. That was great. The reload. So fucking cool. You can kill your hand doing that though. Sunroof. Such a cool stunt. East pit maneuver right here. Great explosion. Silver Surfer effect. Still looks good today.
You are Terminator, right?
Yes. Cyberdyne Systems Model 101.
T800 series.
My mission is to protect you.
Who sent you?
You did. 35 years from now, you reprogrammed me to be your protector here, in this time.
In case you're wondering why Arnold could come back like this, it's because Terminators are made on an assembly line.
So this other guy, he's a Terminator like you, right?
Not like me. A T-1000. Advanced prototype. And mimetic polyalloy.
What the hell does that mean?
Liquid metal.
You got a quarter?
He comes in handy.
If you hurry home, we can sit down and have dinner together. I'm making beef stew.
Something's wrong. She's never this nice.
John? Where are you?
What the hell is the goddamn dog barking at?
John, honey, it's late. Please don't make me worry.
Can already be there?
Honey, are you okay?
I'm right here. I'm fine.
I can never get over the voice.
What's the dog's name?
Max. Hey, Janelle. What's wrong with Wolfie? I can hear him barking. Is he okay?
Wolfie's fine, honey. Wolfie's just fine. What are you?
Your foster parents are dead.
Yep. I like how he reasoned through that so easily. Man, the kills in this film are brutal. They were brutal in the first one, but this, like, takes it to another level. This thing in particular kills people so... oh my god.
You're telling me that this thing can imitate anything it touches?
Anything it samples by physical contact.
Why don't it just become a bomb or something to get me?
It can't form complex machines. Guns and explosives have chemicals, moving parts. It doesn't work that way. But it can form solid metal shapes.
Like what?
Knives and stabbing weapons.
These were taken at a mall in Reseda today.
Give us anything.
Yep.
Sure.
We gotta get her out of there.
Negative. The T-1000's highest probability for success now will be to copy Sarah Connor and to wait for you to make contact with her.
What happens to her?
Typically, the subject being copied is terminated.
Shit, why didn't you tell me? We gotta go right now.
Negative. It's not a mission priority.
You fuck you, she's a priority to me. Help me, kid, I'm getting
He's getting these poor guys involved. Just trying to help him out.
You have to do what I say, huh?
That's one of my mission parameters.
You okay, kid?
Take a hike, bozo. Grab this guy. I can't believe he called me.
Ah! 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 God, get him off of me!
And now who's the dipshit, you jock douchebag?
Get off of me! Ah!
No! Put the gun down now!
Come on, guns, split!
Really needs to grow up fast.
You're gonna kill that guy.
Of course, I'm a Terminator.
You just can't go around killing people.
Why?
What do you mean, why? 'Cause you can't.
Why?
Because you just can't, okay? Trust me on this.
People always laugh at this scene, but it's terrifying when you think about it. This kind of abuse is sickening. I'm glad he gets what he gets later on. She's just become so resourceful. Man, the effects are so killer in this film.
Must be my lucky day.
No, it is not. So these two are twins in real life. I wonder if they drew straws to figure out which one got killed in this scene. Your time has come, Dougie. Yeah. Yep. Crack his skull open. There you go. Very nice. So this is interesting. It has the disguise, right? But it chooses to go back to this form, which suggests it has a personality. Like, it prefers this form. Arm? Knee? Hell yeah.
Broke my arm.
There are 215 bones in the human body. That's one. Now don't move.
Such a great line. Both kneecaps.
He'll live.
Kept his word.
You're already dead, Silver. When everybody dies, you know I believe it, so don't fuck with me!
Open the door. Open the door.
Let's go, come on, open it!
This is so smart right here. Broke the key off in the lock. Very nice. Buys her some time. Her reaction here makes total sense. I love how this movie doesn't attempt to break the causal chain at all. All those memories of this thing coming to kill her, killing Kyle Reese. It's just a nightmare come to life right in front of her.
Kill us all!
God. He doesn't even hit her, he just pushes her.
Come with me if you want to live.
It's okay, Mom. He's here to help.
Great callback.
Okay.
Great effect. It's great. And the gun is solid, so he can't pull it through. Has to twist it. Yep. Silverman still looking like a doofus. So cool. It still looks so great.
What the fuck is going on?
Just amazing. She is not a bystander anymore.
Out of the car! Right now!
She does not fuck around. That looks great still. Had to turn around. Slows it down just enough for him to catch up. Nice.
Here, drive!
Another callback.
I didn't need your help. I can take care of myself.
What's wrong with your eyes?
Nothing.
Slowly learning about humans the more time he spends with them.
Say, that's a nice bike.
You know exactly what happens. It's a subtle little line, but you know exactly what happens to that guy.
Does it hurt when you get shot?
I sense injuries. The data could be called pain.
Will these heal up?
Yes.
Good. If you can't pass for human, you're not much good to us.
My CPU is a neural net processor, a learning computer.
I don't know anybody that does this sun visor trick thing.
Are we learning yet? And if you want to shine them on, it's hasta la vista, baby.
Hasta la vista, baby.
That's great. See, you're getting it.
No problemo.
We're not gonna make it, are we? People, I mean.
It's in your nature to destroy yourselves.
Yeah.
Man, that shit cuts deep.
In 3 years, Cyberdyne will become the largest supplier of military computer systems. Human decisions are removed from strategic defense. Skynet begins to learn at a geometric rate. It becomes self-aware at 2:14 a.m. Eastern Time, August 29th. In a panic, they try to pull the plug.
Skynet fights back.
Yes, it launches its missiles against the targets in Russia.
Why attack Russia? Aren't they our friends now?
Because Skynet knows that the Russian counterattack will eliminate its enemies over here.
That one comment aged so fucking poorly.
You're on weapons detail.
Come on, let's go.
Now we're getting serious. The Thumper.
Excellent.
Very reliable. The M134. We'll get to you soon. Oh yeah, that's a smile. Just look at the physical transformation, my god. Even Arnold was giving her praise. Said she was more jacked than him at the time.
Why do you cry?
You mean people?
Yeah.
I don't know. We just cry when it hurts.
Pain causes it?
No. It's different.
It is confusing.
Alright.
This monologue is amazing.
Watching John with the machine, it was suddenly so clear. The Terminator would never stop. It would never leave him. And it would never hurt him. It would always be there. And it would die to protect him.
Having this nightmare every time you go to sleep. Drive you insane. That's her twin sister who passes away. Shortly after this film, I believe. That's as close to a scientifically accurate depiction of a nuclear blast as you're going to get, without actually witnessing one yourself.
Danny!
Perfect timing.
Bruce, just take Danny and go. Just run! Danny!
Get out of the way! Don't hurt him! Get on the floor. Fuck it down now! It's all your fault! Motherfucker, it's all your fault! What? I'm not gonna let you do it.
Joe Morton is a really good actor. Really underappreciated. She can't do it.
No shot at down. You're hurt here. Compression should stop the bleeding.
Shaw.
Very graphic way to do this, but it does cut to the chase.
It's not every day that you find out you're responsible for 3 billion deaths.
I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah.
We have to destroy all the stuff at the lab, the files, the disk drives, everything. The chip. Do you know about the chip?
What chip?
They keep it in a vault at Cyberdyne. It must be from the other one, like you.
The CPU from the first Terminator.
Mr. Dyson, now you know the rules concerning visitors in the lab. I need written authorization.
I insist.
Gibbons, come on, man. You can't leave the desk like that.
Oh my god. I don't know why that line in particular always makes me laugh. It's like he's done it before, probably.
The silent alarm's been tripped.
You guys get started on the lab. I can open this.
His hacker skills coming in handy.
Let me try mine.
Love this.
John, fire in the hole!
The Thumper was a single-shot grenade launcher used during the Vietnam War. Very reliable.
I'll take care of the police.
Hey, wait, you swore!
Trust me.
So the M134 minigun is normally mounted on a helicopter, and Arnold is just hulking this thing around like it's nothing. I love this scene. Yeah. Oh my god, just so satisfying. Perfect. Sending in the SWAT teams. Yeah, after that display, they're gonna breach in hot. It's unfortunate. You actually really start to like Miles. Still got the detonator.
She's in the clean room. There's no way out of there.
Oh, you need a hold, do you?
Get down!
He's very good at making those. Death scenes are notoriously hard to pull off. Not a lot of people say this, but I think this is actually the best death scene on film. It's so good.
I don't know how much longer I can hold this.
He's holding that right over the detonator. Joe Morton. Very fine acting. Killer explosion.
Shut your eyes.
Stay here. I'll be back.
I love the callbacks.
Drop him!
Kneecapping these fools. Little trick that John showed him. He's learning.
No!
Love this part too.
Get out.
Another great callback.
Chopper's coming in!
It's him.
This is so cool. This was done with a real helicopter. It's not CGI. Very risky work here, but damn impressive. Three arms instead of two, so he can steer and shoot at the same time. A lot of people don't catch that. Blown the wheel. Damn.
You alright?
Fucking brutal.
We need your truck.
Here we are again. Pickup truck versus an 18-wheeler.
Drive a minute.
Where the hell are you going?
Fired it right at the fucking engine block. This is nice. That's him doing the stunt, too. Really good work right there. Casually strolling through some liquid nitrogen. What could go wrong? Just a really cool cosmetic work on him right here. It looks awesome. This must have taken hours in the chair to do. Still looks great.
Hasta la vista, baby.
It's so cool. Why did it have to be a steel mill?
We don't have much time.
This might be the best movie villain of all time right here. Just in terms of what it can do, and it's like, you keep asking yourself, how do you stop it? And that's insane. Manipulate its body so easily. I love this shot right here. It's like, how did they do that back then?
Call to John now.
Man, like nothing. It's hard to watch. You get really attached to him. Even the fact that it chose to take a pause here shows that it does have personality. Which makes you hate him all the more. Like, he could have just kept attacking him, but he let him crawl and get close and then stop him. Just so spiteful. Alternate power. I cheered the first time I saw it, man. It was so cool. You know your mom wouldn't be calling out to you like this.
Get out of the way, John.
It was a badass moment, but out of rounds. Right here. He doesn't have to do that, but he wanted to. His personality. It's pure nightmare fuel right here. It's cycling through all the different forms. It thinks maybe if it changes its shape, it can get out of this somehow. Just desperately trying to keep its head above this. Adios.
I need a vacation.
When I first saw this, I thought he was going to get a new arm and they were going to, live happily ever after. Yep, I really thought that.
There's one more chip. And it must be destroyed also.
No, it'll be okay. Stay with us. It'll be okay.
I have to go away.
No, don't do it. Please, don't go. I order you not to go. I order you not to go. I order you not to go.
I know now why you cry. But it's something I can never do.
It's basically his father at this point. This is a really big gesture. Earned her respect.
Goodbye.
And in this scene, I was doing a perfect John imitation right about now the first time I saw this.
A Terminator can learn the value of human life. Maybe we can too.
Great way to end it. Okay, took some time just to gather my thoughts. So that was Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Fantastic film, 10 out of 10. I don't have any complaints about this movie whatsoever. This, in my opinion, is the best action film of all time, and it still holds up to today. It was made in 1991, and the year is 2024, and it's still damn good. Watching this movie both fills me with joy and brings back a lot of good memories, and it also makes me a bit angry and a bit upset, because when I look at some of this stuff, and it's like, I just keep thinking to myself, they did this in 1991, and I see some movies today, and it's like, just shit tier compared to this. It's like, how can CGI, like, in a movie where CGI was probably invented around this time, is so much better than what you see in a lot of movies today. Like, I saw this movie for the first time in probably mid-90s when I was still a kid, and I thought, oh my god, the movie-going experience is about to get really, really good. If this is what they can do now, just imagine what they can do in 10, 20 years. And it's just, some movies measure up to this. There's a lot of them that don't even come close to being as good as the effects in this movie, and it's something that always bothered me. It still does to today. So yeah, just something I had to get off my chest real quick. So James Cameron, fantastic job. Just everything about the first movie, but better. I mean, honestly, it really is that simple. Everything about the first movie, but better. So the budget was increased, so you got so many more cool effects. There's so many just standalone scenes. The bar scene, escape from Pescadero Mental Hospital, the chase at the end into the steel mill. Just so many great standalone scenes that you could just watch those on their own and be like, wow, this is amazing. I love the mix of awesome CGI, as I have said, and also just great practical work, great stunt work. The makeup on a lot of different scenes in this film is excellent. I particularly like the one where the T-1000 is frozen in liquid nitrogen, and it just looks so cool. I could tell he sat in like the makeup chair for hours, like as he's getting coated in whatever they coated him with, but it just looks so cool. I have to say that the best performance by far goes to Linda Hamilton. The physical transformation that she goes through from the first film to this is just spectacular. I mean, I know even Arnold commented on it saying she's even more jacked than I am, and it's like just so impressive. She gives an overall great performance, but also just the physical transformation on top of it, just really, really good. I love the character growth from the first movie to this movie with Sarah Connor, and just all the trauma that she's experienced. It's like hardened her into steel over time, and just created this overall badass character. Just excellent, excellent. It's like up there with Ellen Ripley transformation. A little bit better in my opinion too, just because the physical transformation here is just night and day what it was in the first film. So she gets extra points for that. Arnold is great as always. Love him in this film. Love the fact that we get attached to his character in this film. because he's the good guy. But there's growth there too, because you have this machine that's through shared experiences with humans is kind of developing his own sense of humanity over time. That's a cool aspect that I always find very refreshing, and he just really sells it. And you get attached to him. And like I said, the first time I saw this movie, I was doing a John Connor impression at the end there. So yeah, really got attached to him and felt it when he left. So yeah, just a great performance. Robert Patrick as the T-1000, just a great physical performance overall, but he also gave the T-1000 a bit of personality too. I pointed it out in the film, but the T-1000 makes some choices here and there. He chooses to go back to his form at certain points when it might not be tactically advantageous to do so, but he does it. And also, probably the best indication of it is the finger wag at the end. Like, he doesn't have to do that stuff, but he chooses to do it. So he's got a little bit of vindictiveness in him that, yeah, there's a personality there. So it makes him all the more sinister too, and really just sells the character. And it's primarily a physical performance, right? I know he practiced holding his breath so that he could seem more like a machine, and literally just trained doing that. And that's very difficult, but he pulled it off. Really, like, the first thing I remember seeing him from, and just blew me away. Fantastic. But also, I think I want to give a shout out to Joe Morton, who played Miles Bennett Dyson. So his character has the best on-screen death scene that I think is in film. Honestly, it you really feel it, and I felt for Miles in that moment. But just a great performance. He was also in Speed, another great performance by him. He's like one of those actors that you see him from time to time, but never really got his major breakout role. Kind of a secondary actor, but still really good. He's there in a lot of different movies, but he always gives a solid performance. Like I said, I really think he has the best on-screen death scene in any movie. Like I'll put this up against any other movie where there's a good on-screen death scene, because that's really difficult to pull off, and he nailed it. You really felt it, and it built like the tension and leading up to that massive explosion. Just phenomenal stuff. Edward Furlong was good in this. So I know specifically that James Cameron wanted a just a kid, not an actor, just a kid, like off the street almost, and that's essentially what he got here. This is Edward Furlong's first acting performance. I thought he did good overall. Like, what James Cameron wanted is what Edward Furlong gave him in this film. I don't think he's a particularly overall good actor, but he did a good job here. It's a shame he couldn't, keep it together and, build on what he had done here, but it happens. It's Hollywood. I'm not a gun guy, right? But I I watched this movie and I looked up the different weaponry in this film just because it was so cool. And I remember I used AskJeeves.com and typed in minigun and got the whole spiel of what it is, and it was used in Terminator 2 and all that, and it's like it just had such a cool effect on me that I had to look up what the hell it was. I wanted to know more, and I used what means I could. There's all these callbacks. Come with me if you want to live is a great one, but also here, drive a minute. Like they do that twice. There's also a lot of parallel structure in this film that's really, really cool. So you get the introduction to the hero and the villain very early on, same way you did in the previous film with the time travel scenes. But also the callbacks to the chase scenes, the ending chase scene where they're in the truck and they're getting chased by an 18 wheeler. Same thing in the first film. There's a lot of respect paid to the original, so that's pretty cool too. Just want to say the T-1000 as a villain is just a fantastic idea, because the audience is constantly asking, how do you defeat this thing? It's just like you put it through all this hell, all these different explosions, and it just keeps coming back. And finally, you have to throw it into liquid magma to finally destroy the damn thing. It gets frozen, it gets blown up, it gets shredded by bullets. It's such a great villain, and it's just overpowered as hell. And I know that in the lore, Skynet was actually afraid to create more than one of these things just because it feared what it would do if it ever went off on its own. To have the overarching villain afraid of using this thing because it might pose a threat to it is just super, super cool. Something I learned, but also there's other stuff you learned, like researching the lore, like Why does Arnold get to come back in this one? Because Terminators are built on an assembly line and they use the same genetic material to create the skin and blood for it as they did the original, so they just constantly reuse that same model over and over again. I still argue to this day that this is the best action film of all time, and as someone that's a huge action fan, I've seen all of them, and I still think this one is the best. This one is just standalone because it has so many great action scenes, but also the in between. Like, you get attached to these characters and you really care what happens to them in a way that not a lot of movies get there. This one really does, on top of just having, like, it just keeps outdoing itself as the film goes on. Like, you start with the bar scene, right? And that's really cool. Then you build up to the chase out of the arcade into the, the jumping off the bridge, the explosion there, as he rescues John, the escape from Pescadero Mental Hospital. That one's really cool. And then that goes into, the buildup with all the weaponry at the Cyberdyne Systems building. Just great. I mean, the minigun scene will stand the test of time for forever, and it's just such a badass scene. Like, no complaints whatsoever. Just really, really cool. Then you go from that to the chase on the highway. I mean, that scene with the helicopter is insane because that's real. They actually did that, and super dangerous, but like also just really, really ballsy on their part, and they pulled it off perfectly. And that could have ended in disaster because that shit's incredibly dangerous, but they did it. Like, it looks amazing, and it still holds up to today, and just awesome. And then you go from that into the fight with the steel mill, and so many cool scenes, like what the T-1000 you can do to it. Like, it gets like almost cut in half, heals right up. Uh, it gets shot over and over again, heals right up. Frozen, no problem. Comes right back, melts, and just reforms itself. But yeah, I consider this to be like a huge channel milestone to have this up on the channel. I mean, there are a few action films that are in the upper echelon of that genre, and this is at the top of the heap. So to have this on the channel is really, really cool, and it's also one that, again, I have seen multiple times throughout the years, and I love it. Still enjoyed watching it, and yeah, just really cool to have it finally up. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got. So as always, thanks for watching, and peace.